Reasons for the emergence of the Analytical School of Law. Introduction. The Analytical School of Law developed in the 19th century as a reaction against vague and abstract theories like natural law and the historical school. This school studies law in a scientific, logical, and systematic manner, focusing on law as it is, not as it ought to be. The school is mainly associated with John Austin. Reasons for the emergence of the Analytical School. Reaction against natural law theory. The Analytical School emerged as a reaction against the natural law theory, which was based on morality, religion, and abstract ideas of justice. These ideas were considered vague and uncertain, subjective, and difficult to apply in courts. Jurists felt the need to study law on objective and in a clear, scientific, and practical manner. Therefore, the Analytical School focused on law as it actually exists, separating law from morality and ethics. Need for certainty and clarity in law. There was a strong need for certainty and clarity in law so that people could clearly understand their rights and duties. Earlier theories were vague and depended on moral ideas, which created confusion. Analytical jurists wanted a clear definition of law, which could be applied uniformly. The Analytical School aimed to provide clear, definite, and precise legal rules. It studied law in a logical and systematic way, ensuring uniform application. This helped courts and administrators apply law consistently and effectively. This helped avoid confusion and arbitrariness. Growth of the modern state. With the growth of the modern sovereign state, lawmaking power came mainly under the control of the state. There was a need to explain law in terms of state authority and sovereignty. The Analytical School emerged to study law as state-made and binding rules. It emphasized that law derives its force from the sovereign power of the state, not from morality or custom. This suited the legal needs of modern governments. Influence of legal positivism. Legal positivism strongly influenced the emergence of the Analytical School. Positivism teaches that law is made by the state and must be studied separately from morality and ethics. The Analytical School adopted this view and focused on positive, state-made, law. It emphasized obedience to law because of authority and sanction, not moral value. This approach helped develop a scientific and objective study of law. Legal positivism emphasizes that law is made by the state and enforced by sanctions. The Analytical School adopted this approach and separated law from morality. Development of codified legal systems. The development of codified legal systems was an important reason for the emergence of the Analytical School. During the 19th century, many laws were written and systematically arranged into codes. This required a logical and analytical study of statutes rather than moral or philosophical discussion. The Analytical School helped interpret and apply these clear and written laws. It suited societies where law was mainly statute-based. The 19th century saw rapid codification of laws. Scientific approach to law. The Analytical School emerged due to the demand for a scientific approach to the study of law. Jurists wanted to analyze law logically, like a science, instead of relying on moral or religious ideas. The Analytical School studied law by breaking it into clear elements such as command, sovereign, and sanction. This method made the study of law systematic, objective, and precise. It helped law develop as an independent discipline. Inspired by scientific thinking, jurists wanted to study law as a science. The Analytical School analyzed law by breaking it into elements like command, sovereign, and sanction. Judicial and administrative needs. Courts and administrative authorities needed clear and definite legal rules to decide cases efficiently. Vague moral principles were difficult to apply in daily legal work. The Analytical School provided precise and authoritative rules of law based on state commands. This helped judges and administrators apply law uniformly and consistently. Therefore, practical judicial and administrative needs contributed to the emergence of the Analytical School. Courts and administrators needed clear legal rules. Conclusion. The Analytical School emerged due to the need for certainty, clarity, and scientific study of law in a modern state. By rejecting moral and historical speculation and focusing on positive, state-made law, it provided a practical foundation for modern legal systems. Therefore, the analytical school occupies an important place in the development of jurisprudence.